What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're doing Lagunas by Peso Pluma and Jasiel Nunez. And really quick, if you want the 12-string pick, mic, capo, bajo, everything that I use, I got links to it in the description below, as well as links to my Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Check out my music. It's great. And so here we go. We're going to walk through the chords real quick. All right, so let's cruise through this thing. I know I talk a lot in my videos, so I'm going to try to do better with that and keep this pretty short. I'm going to zoom in as well. A new thing I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to zoom in on the fretboard so you can see where my fingers are at. And as always, I'll have diagrams right above. Okay, now if you notice, I just switched guitars. This one's in standard tuning. My Requinto, the 12-string, I play in D tuning. If you don't know what tuning you're in, you're probably in standard tuning. Most, if not all, guitars come in standard tuning. So, and the diagrams, of course, will all be in standard tuning. So here we go. First chord. We're going to play up here, a major 7th chord. It's going to be with your pointer finger here on the 7th fret, and then creating this shape, little major chord shape, making sure to bar all the way to the high E string, and getting that major 7th chord. Super awesome. There's only 2 shapes in this song, by the way. So here you go. Here's the first one, right? And we keep that exact same shape, and we take it all the way down here. I played the wrong spot, but this is where it's at. It's actually bass note here on the 2nd fret, right? That's the 2nd chord. Now, if you want to get fancy with it, get a little French with it, just slide in if you want. It definitely works. It's with these jazzy type chords you can totally do that. Major 7th chord. So the first chord, and let's add a little French to it, right? Go 1 fret above it and then slide in. It's a very S. Le Bon Armado type thing. Cool. Moving on, we do this little walk up where we go pointer finger, same places where your fingers were already at for the major 7th chord, that 2nd chord. He does this thing where it's like a little walk up where you go pointer finger on that 2nd fret, ring finger where it was on the 4th fret, and you alternate between the two. I'll show you one time, then I'll explain it. And where you end up leaves you in the perfect position to make the 3rd and final chord. So let's just walk through this real quick. You go pointer finger on the 2nd fret, ring finger on the 4th, and you go 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. I'm counting out the fret numbers, not necessarily my fingers, but the fret that I'm playing. So we go 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. And then we're in that last chord. There we go. So here, let's explain that last chord we got. This is going to be pointer finger on the 4th fret. You're going to bar the whole thing. If that's tricky, just make sure you get that bass note and we'll figure out the rest. All right? Pointer finger on the 4th fret. And then you're going to make this shape right here, diagram right above if you want to see exactly where you put your fingers. Beautiful chord, minor 7th chord, right? So, and then for the rest of the song, we just alternate between the 2nd and the 3rd chord. So we're here on this 3rd one, and then back to the 2nd. Nice. Look at you. Now, I always give a beginner-friendly option for people who aren't that experienced at guitar yet, because that is one of the harder chord shapes to make. I mean, maybe other than like something like that. That's kind of wicked, isn't it? And okay, we're just doing these 2 right here. And obviously that same chord shape all the way up there. But hey, let's try to find a way to make this easier. So here are the beginner chords. We're going to do these 3-finger chords that I do in every single video, making it easy as possible. So instead of having this full major 7th chord, right, we're going to put our middle finger, instead of the pointer finger, we take the middle finger on the 7th fret. Okay. And then we're going to make this little major chord shape. One of the most fundamental major chord shapes. So here you go. That's literally the first chord. And we take that same shape, same finger position where they are relative to each other, and take it all the way down to the, I believe it was the 2nd fret. Right? Yeah. That'll be the 2nd fret. So instead of your pointer finger being on the 2nd fret, making that whole major 7, we're going to put that middle finger on the 2nd fret. That'll be the 2nd chord. It's a major chord. It's not a major 7, so it doesn't sound as dreamy as this, right? But it works. Now, instead of doing this like fancy walk up that we did with like they do in the song, but like we did like taught in the advanced steps, we're gonna do this thing where we just go, instead of that hitting that minor 7 advanced chord, we're just gonna hit a minor 7 this way. So instead of pointer finger being on the 4th, we're gonna take that middle finger, put it there. So your bass note's always gonna be your middle finger. We started here on the 7th fret, went to the 2nd, and now we're here on the 4th. It works. It doesn't sound the same. I highly recommend practicing those chord shapes, but if you can't do it just yet, we'll just do it this way. Now, that last time there, I showed you like some options that you can add in. The diagrams though, I'm gonna keep it basic for you guys. Cool. Moving on to the Requinto. Jasiel, if you're watching this, I swear you're either tuned down a half step to E flat, or you're in D, the capo on here. I'm gonna teach it without the capo so that you guys can play it if you don't have a capo. But I swear, Jasiel, you do it on the 1 string like this. I know it. Something like that. You know, I messed it up a little bit, but I think that's exactly what it does. Here's how you do it if you don't have a capo. And whether you do it in standard tuning or in D tuning, the fingering is exactly the same, except D tuning, we are 2 frets closer to the hole. The tabs in the beginning, if you noticed, I wrote them in standard tuning for everybody in standard tuning. But if you're in D, you can just look at my hands and do it here or translate it back to standard tuning. No problem. Here we go. Now, this may not be exactly how it's played, but this is exactly how it sounds in my ears, and you get all the notes. So, and I found it to be comfortably mapped out on the guitar if you play it the way that I'm presenting. So here you go. We're going to zoom in on the fretboard here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to play everything 2 times slowly, 1 time normal speed. And if there's something weird that happens, I'll break it down afterwards. All right, here we go. First part. One thing I want to emphasize is I don't believe he's doing a hammer on like that. I'm pretty sure he's sliding between them. The other thing I want to mention is the reason why I picked it this way is because it sounds like if you listen to the song, he's got tons of sustain going on here. He's not lifting off each note going like, he's not going like that. It doesn't sound like it. He's letting them ring out. So that's why I like leaving this pointer finger here and just letting it ring. I think it works. Cool. Moving on to the second part. Cool, so a little note on that one. This little piece right in here can be a little tricky. That's a tricky fingering. So you don't have to do that, okay? It is what I hear in the song, but you can get away with it by just going like this. So instead of coming in here and trying to go like that, you can just really just leave that out. Pick whatever one you feel like doing, both work. Moving on to the third part. if you notice, I did this slide all the way from back here to all the way up there. Now, you don't need to do that, right? But that's what I hear in the song. If you listen closely, you can hear this like it slide up. It's not very prominent. It's not like that, but you can hear a slight slide into it, and then he does his walk down in the end on that chord. You could have the guy who's playing chords do that part, but if you just want to do the requinto and then just leave it at that, and the other person will hit the it all works. Cool, that's it for the video. Thank you for being here. Again, if you guys want anything that I'm using, links in the description. Guitar, 12 string, everything like that. This is a $250 12 string. We built a following over 1 million individuals across social media. I think we're almost getting to 100K here on YouTube off the back of a $250 guitar. It's wild. So thank you, because I wouldn't be here without y'all. So thank you very much. I can't wait to see you at Thanksgiving. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.